guys, it's Miss King. I turned my living room into our classroom. So today we're going to do some math together. We're going to work on story problems again. We haven't done them in a while. And way back when we were in the classroom, we talked about story problems. Remember we said sometimes people get a little nervous or scared doing story problems because there's lots of words and there's numbers thrown in there. But we have our 4 steps that help us. So as long as we do those 4 things, we'll be able to solve the problem, no problem. Easy peasy. So let's look at our 4 things that we need to look at. First thing we need to make sure we do is read and understand the story. Just like when you're reading a book, you want to make sure that you understand what you're reading. Same with the story problem. Number 2 that we have to do is draw a picture to match the story. So you can't just draw any picture. It has to match what the story is saying. Just like the illustrator tells the story with pictures, you're going to do the same thing for a story problem. You're going to tell that story with pictures now. Third thing we have to do is write an equation to match the story. So we're going to tell the story now, but just using numbers and symbols, writing that equation that we're really good at. And the last thing we have to do is write the answer. We're going to have a special place that we want to make sure we put the answer on our story problem. So let's get started and look at our story problem for today. It's about frogs. It says, there were 3 frogs sitting on a log. 2 more frogs hopped on the log. How many frogs in all? So the first thing we said we have to do is read and understand the story. So I'm going to read that one more time just to make sure that I've got a good, clear understanding. And if I understand the story, I should be able to tell it to you in my own words. So I'm going to read it one time, and then I'm going to try to tell it to you in my own words, using my words. So it says, there were 3 frogs sitting on a log. 2 more frogs hopped on the log. How many frogs in all? So I want to think about what I just read, and then I'm going to try to use my words to tell it to you. So for my words, there's a log, and there's 3 frogs sitting on there, enjoying the day maybe. And then I know that 2 more frogs came and jumped on that log with them. So thumbs up if you think I did a good job telling the story in my own words. Good. Okay, so the next thing that I need to do is I need to draw a picture to match the story. Now, the story's about frogs, so would it make sense if I drew a picture of elephants or bears? No, it's about frogs, so I have to draw the story. Just like an illustrator, I said we're going to tell the story now with pictures. So I'm going to draw my picture. So remember I said that there was a log, and I see it floating on water. So I'm going to draw my log. Here's my log. Hope you can see it. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Maybe I use a black one to show it better. Let's go over it with black so you can see it a little bit better. And like I said, I think that my log, I want floating on some water. So here's my water. And now in the story that said that how many frogs were sitting on that log first? Yeah, there were 3 frogs sitting on that log. So I have to draw my 3 frogs. Now, do they have to look perfect like frogs? Nope, we're just going to do our best. So I'm going to draw my frogs best I can. There's one frog. Can you see him on there? I hope you can see him. Let's get a bigger marker out maybe. Draw him a little bit bigger. Here's my second frog. And 3. So remember, a good mathematician, we always go back and we count. So count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So I have those 3 frogs that were sitting on the log. And then in the story, I remember that some more frogs came and hopped on the log. Do you remember how many frogs hopped on the log? Yeah, 2 more came on and hopped on the log. So I'm going to draw 2 more frogs hopping on that log. I'm going to scoot them over so I know these are my 2 new frogs. So here's 1. And there's 2. So now I have all the frogs from the story are on the log. if I want to know how many frogs there are altogether, what do I need to do? Now that I drew my picture, how do I know how many frogs are on that log? Yeah, I need to count. So will you count with me? Let's see how many frogs we have. Because we had 3 and then 2 more came to join them. So let's count and see. Ready? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 frogs sitting on the log now. So we've done the first one. We read and understood the story, and then we drew a picture to match our story. Now, before we go to number 3, I want us to do a couple little things that can kind of help us write the equation to match this story. So let's look over here on our board, and it has my 10 frame on here. Now, when we do our 10 frame, remember when we fill them in with our little dots we do in our classroom? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw dots on here, and it's going to match our story. So I'm going to kind of change my colors of my markers. I'm going to get 2 colors to kind of help me keep my frogs in order. So first, remember we said there were 3 frogs sitting on that log. So I'm going to color in 3 circles. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Remember when we do our 10 frame, we start at the top and we go across to fill it in. Now, we said that 2 more frogs came to join them. So I'm just going to switch colors just so I know that it's 2 different frogs coming in. So let's draw them on there. So I have 1, 2. So our 10 frame should give us the same answer we got when we drew our picture. Remember how many frogs we said were on that log? Let's go back and count. Ready? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 frogs on the log. Our 10 frame should tell us the same thing because we did the same thing. We took 3 and we put 2 more with it. So 3 and 2 more. So let's see if we get 5 again. Ready? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far so good. They match. We've got one more way to check to make sure that we know that when we take 3 and we add 2 more to it, it makes 5. And that's with the number path. And let me show you how to use this number path. If you look, it has the numbers 1 to 10 on there. So we're going to use that to help us tell how many frogs are on that log. So we said we started out with 3 frogs on the log. So I'm going to find the number 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to circle it. Because that's where we started. 3 frogs were just sitting there enjoying the sunshine. And now we said 2 more frogs hopped on that log. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to use this number line to get 2 more on there. So you're going to start at the number 3, and we're going to hop 2 more spaces to show that 2 more came on. So watch what I do. I put my pencil right here at the number 3, and I go 1, 2. And I ended up at the number 5. Is that how many frogs are on that log? Yeah, thumbs up. So far we have 5 in our picture, 5 in our number frame, and we found the number 5 when we did our number path. So that tells me that when I take 3 and I put 2 more with it, I'm going to get the number 5. So now what we have to do is our third thing is write an equation to match the story. You all are so good at writing our number sentences. Remember, this is just telling the story with numbers and symbols. So, let's see, we'll go down here. And it says, how many frogs did we start with? We said we started with 3. Plus, how many more frogs hopped on that log? 2. So we're going to add the number 2. 3 plus 2 equals. How many frogs are there all together? Yeah, 5. Show me with your fingers. 5. We found 5. So this is our equation, or our number sentence. And I want you to read it with me. Ready? It says 3 plus 2 equals 5. And that's what we found out when we did all these things up here. It helped us to write our number sentence, or our equation. Now, the fourth thing we have to do is we have to write the answer, because they asked us how many frogs in all. That means how many frogs are all there together. Well, we know our answer. We found it out every single time. What's our answer? Yeah, it's 5. So down here, we're There's Penny watching us. Right here, we're going to write 5. And it's 5 frogs, because that's what we've been talking about. 5 frogs. So yeah, good job, guys. Thanks for helping me today. What you're going to do next is you're going to click into Seesaw, log in again as you, and you're going to find Frog Addition Story. And you're going to find one that's a lot like the one we did right here. And I want you to solve it for me today. And make sure that you do the 4 things we talked about today. Read and understand the story. Draw a picture to match the story. Write an equation to match the story. And then write your answer. I know you can do it. I can't wait to see your work. See you later, guys.